Hey, what's going on? This is David D. Simons, the mediapreneur. Welcome to another episode of How I Discovered My Gift with yours truly. I'm excited and I really want to dive in today. This is going to be a solo episode. I'm going to deal with some things. Really, one main concept that I believe will help a lot of people if you allow it to seep into your heart, seep into your spirit. So today's episode is called Momentum, the silent force behind massive success. Let me run that back for you. This episode is called Momentum, the silent force behind massive success. So I have a story to tell. That's really what it's going to consist of. This whole episode is one long story with some lessons in it. Mid-year through the year of 2023, about June, I was just kind of looking over my life and looking over the year and asking myself, where I'm at, how do I feel about where I'm at, what could I improve, all of those things. And so I decided to do something. I came back from this amazing conference, one of my mentors, Dr. Myron Golden, and it's called Offer Mastery. And actually, I hadn't gone to it yet, so I got to get the timeline straight. Okay, so this is before. It's like I want to say it's like the Sunday or Saturday before me going to this, right? I'm just doing an inventory of my life, and so I do a VIP day. What that is normally people pay to work with an expert and meet with them for an entire day. I sat with myself for an entire day. I've done this for others, and I said, let me do this for myself. So I sat with myself for an entire about 8 hours. I let my wife know I'm gonna be tied up. So I've actually talked about this in a previous episode about the VIP day and the power of it. So go do one if you haven't done one for yourself. And in that VIP day, I learned some things about myself. I got all my Strength Finder tests, all my, this whole show is about discovering your gift, discovering who you are and learning who you are. You have to learn those things to be able to find out what your gifts, what your talents are. So I looked through my Strength Finders. I looked through my Clifton Strength Finder, Clifton test, the 5 top things that, like one of them was competition, positive, empathy, not in that order though. But the key thing I want you to zero in on here is that competition was one of my drivers, right? I know I'm very competitive, in a good way. I don't try to elbow some people unless I'm playing a video game. Then it can get a little intense. But other than that, it's pretty good. So what ends up happening is I hit up a brother that I had met virtually through a group that we're all in, a bunch of marketers, and I saw he was consistent. I was like, you know what? Let me hit him up, see how we could, hold each other accountable. And I told him, I said, I'm competitive, man, and I see you shining, man. I see you consistent. It'd be great to kind of, hold each other accountable. So we started doing that and being consistent, actually, since then till now. And I see it for the foreseeable future, keeping that momentum going. But what ends up happening is, some realizations come in. I'm like, you know what? I'm not really driven by money. Money's not the driver. I had to understand that. Money is not the main driver that drives me. For some people, that is. There's nothing wrong with that. But I know for me, it's not my main driver. I'm actually more driven by competition. So what ends up happening is I start getting this momentum, and I recognize that the spirit of momentum is such a powerful force. I've always known about it, but I didn't realize how powerful it is on the other side if you don't if you stop it, right? So that's how I've always known the power of momentum, but nobody talks about what happens if you stop it, right? So there have been times where I've stopped it in my life, and I recognize this momentum going, right? And I come back now. Here's the timeline. I come back from the Offer Mastery event, and I said I'm going to make offers. I'm going to, put myself out there, do all these things, and slowly but surely was putting more momentum out there. Some great wins start to happen. Some things really start to pop off, and I'm grateful for that. And I noticed that momentum. Now, catch this. I have a trip to Tanzania. I think it was starting in August, right? 2 weeks, and I'm out of the country. I'm 8 hours ahead of everyone in the East Coast. So I realized, you know what? If I stop momentum that I've been building, that's this traction that's been growing, I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. I know I'm gonna lose this momentum. So most people, when they go on vacation or travel out of the country, what's the wise thing to do is you put your away notification on that I'll be traveling, I won't be available, blah, blah, blah. I didn't put that on. I left my away message off. I acted as if nothing had changed. And what ends up happening is I head out to Tanzania. Actually, on the way to Tanzania, I have a call with a potential client. I don't tell them I'm in the airport, but I'm in the airport. We're talking through different questions and things of that nature. And then we hang up there, and I said I'd send some information, so I'd send that. And then I get to Kenya, and that's about 8 hours later. They said, you know, hey, this sounds great. In the morning, please send over the information. We'd like to move forward. Started, shoot them the invoice. They sign on board. So fast forward, I'm going to a wedding, right? So a few days later, we're getting ready to go to a wedding. There's a rehearsal dinner. By the way, I'm best man in the wedding, so it's important to be at the rehearsal dinner and all that good stuff. I said to my wife, hey, there's this call. They only could schedule the call at the time of our rehearsal dinner. I was like, dang it. I was like, I got it. I understand the power of momentum. I said, I asked my wife, please, I got to take this. So I take the call. The call goes well. Me and a partner are on the call. I'm literally in Tanzania. They're like, I didn't even know you're gonna be in Tanzania. It's dark, and we've been trying to finalize this deal for a couple, maybe 3 weeks or so, and the deal gets finalized, right? So that was done right on the spot. We handled that. Then I go back to the wedding. That's that. We have another some time. Some time goes. You know, there's some things I'm supporting some clients, and it's like 1 a.m, 3 a.m. I didn't cancel those meetings. I left those meetings on. I'm tired, but I'm pushing through. And you know, when we got on the meetings, we'd be like, you know, it's kind of dark. I'm like, really? Yeah, I'm actually in Tanzania right now. You know, like, wow, okay. So I never gave the excuse of, you know, I'm traveled, I can't be on the call, I can't give you my focus, all that jazz, right? So we fast forward. We're having about 3 days before the family puts a dinner together for my wife and I before we go back to the States to head back home and everything. And they're like, yeah, we want to do a dinner for you guys. And they do a dinner, and I had happened to have a meeting scheduled already, but I couldn't cancel I didn't want to push the dinner off, and I also didn't want to push the meeting off. Well, that meeting went really well. Potential client was like, yeah, this makes sense. Let's move forward. And there you have it. So I say all this to say, all of those deals, plus I think something else, I can't remember but those 3 deals alone were over 50K in business in 2 weeks, right? I would have lost that momentum. I would not have closed those deals. I know that. If I had the way message off, I'm on, and I'm plugged up, unplugged. But you see, I understood what I was building in June was going to help me build into July and to August and so forth. And I would have destroyed my momentum. So I understand more than ever that you do not want to stop the force of momentum when it's working in your life, in your business. And momentum is not just a business thing. It's a marriage thing. It's a raising children thing. It's a health thing, going to the gym thing. Like, don't let momentum be on the other side. Be on the side of momentum. It's like a boulder up the hill. It's very hard. Pushing the boulder down the hill is easy. That's the power of momentum. When you're pushing the boulder down the hill, like, you almost gotta like hold it in, right? That's exactly where I think people need to be, on the other side. Don't be on the other side of momentum, being the one pushed down by it. Be on the other side, working with it and it working for you. So I believe that momentum is the silent force behind massive success. And I would encourage you, just like I'm doing in my own life. I'm not allowing anything to stop my momentum. I could be traveling. It could be out of the country. I could be, tired. I just understand this more and more. And so I'm bringing it all in, honing it all in. When I understood the power of that, I'm competitive, and now I understand the power of momentum. I don't want to allow momentum to stop in my life in any area, right? I'm keeping those things from health to business to marriage to, like, I don't want momentum to be away from me. I want it to work for me. And this is why successful people keep winning, because they understand this. They understand momentum is on my side. I'm going to do everything I can to keep momentum on my side, keep the power of momentum. You've seen it in basketball and football and sporting games. It's not just in that, it's in everywhere. So keep Big Mo on your side, so you can have that silent force working behind you. It's a beast when you're starting to build that momentum. But once you've built it, just like riding a bike, it flows smoothly. So I just want to encourage you today, as you're building and you're discovering your gifts and your talents and your abilities, and you're operating towards your purpose, allow momentum to be on your side and keep it on your side. Keep it as an ally. I'll catch you in the next episode. Thank you for tuning in. Be blessed.